Good morning everyone, you can see the MMDA are back on the road. That's why some of the vendors are starting to pack up their stuff and move on. Some of the illegally parked vehicles are also moving on. They are going to be issuing tickets. You might remember before some of this stuff was removed. Actually there was quite an argument from the guy who chained this stuff to the post, but of course it has come back again. And if you look over here, you can see many of these vendors have also come back. And same over here, this whole sidewalk was cleared before. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort. Some of the stuff was confiscated, some of it they were allowed to keep. You can see it's all being reinstalled on the sidewalk. I wonder where they're getting their electricity from also. Over here, one of the enforcers is verifying the paperwork with this tricycle. He wants to make sure it has a valid franchise, the license is in order, registration and everything like that. If it is, he'll be allowed to go within a matter of minutes. And the enforcers have already stopped a number of motorcycles being ridden by those without helmets, without licenses and so on. And in comes the sidewalk clearing team now. I think they're going to be a little bit stricter about what they confiscate today, because they have cleared this before. They spent a lot of time and effort clearing this. Nobody maintained it and the vendors came back. And I think today they'll be confiscating these umbrellas to try and slow them down and act as a penalty. They can issue tickets for obstructing the sidewalk, but it's quite difficult to actually make people pay the ticket. So sometimes it's really best just to confiscate and have that as an immediate penalty. One was just saying to me now, do you understand why we're moving them? I said, yeah, it's sidewalk. And he said, that's right, but there's also another reason. When people see, oh, you can set up a fruit stand on the sidewalk, other people will come and it will mushroom and it will get bigger and bigger. And before you know it, the whole street, the whole road is covered by vendors. So that's another reason. It's not just, oh, you're doing something wrong. It's also to prevent other people doing the same thing. And there goes another umbrella they're about to put on the back of the sidewalk clearing truck. More stuff being taken over to the truck. You can see slowly but surely the sidewalk is opening up again. It actually takes quite a lot of effort to deconstruct this, but it's their job and they're going to get it done. And they brought in one more rider here. Again, no helmet, wearing slippers. So 1,500 for the no helmet, 500 for wearing slippers. Over here, this tricycle and this tricycle are both being impounded. They're going to put them on the back of this flatbed, driving without license or unable to show license. And there you go. Apart from clearing up the trash, this area is now cleared. Hopefully the locals can actually maintain this so it's clear not just when the MMDA are here, but always clear. This box was actually removed from here before. There was a big shouting match between the owner and the MMDA. The guy was getting very angry that they wanted to clear it from the sidewalk. They let him take it away, just gave him a warning. I think actually it's been removed twice, to be honest. So this time I think it's going to be confiscated. So there you go, they got that off pretty quick. From what I remember last time, the guy was also arguing them, hey, don't break my padlocks, just open the chain. And then they spent a lot of time like breaking apart one chain link so that he can put it back together. The guys are actually very fair. People often say, hey, why are you giving second chances, third chances? They try to give everyone a fair chance. But if they keep removing your obstruction and you keep putting it back, eventually they have no choice but just to confiscate it. The team are now dealing with an accident. The rider of this motorcycle and then that one over there, they collided with each other. It looks like they fell down. One of the guys is limping, so he might have injured his foot. So both of the drivers had licenses and they've come to an agreement between them. Although the enforcer's writing out a ticket for this guy riding his motorcycle without a helmet, the one that has the injury to his foot. And one of the enforcers is now stopping this motorcycle, back rider, no helmet. And this is one of the side effects of having vendors on the sidewalk. They pretty much set up their business here, and then when they finish with their trash, they just dump it on the street and let someone else deal with it. Bong is speaking to someone from 7-Eleven now and advising them to try and keep the front of their store empty because it might look like they're actually supporting the vendors that are set up like against their window. So as much as possible, come out and try and move them away, and if they don't move, call in the barangay. And you can see the towing crew are taking away another tricycle. Illegal parking, no driver to take a ticket and move it away. And you can see the MTPB have also joined the operation now. There's been pretty good coordination between the MTPB and MMDA lately. What happens in their office might not be the best, but they are working pretty hard when they join the MMDA operations. Over here they've stopped this vehicle. It looks like an improvised vehicle. I don't even know what kind of motor it is, but they're checking the paperwork now. The guy does have a permit from Manila City saying he can use this on the road. I don't know whether the MMDA would honour that or not because it is an improvised vehicle. But regardless of that, the driver doesn't have a license, so for that reason they're going to impound the vehicle. The MTPB are now helping to unload the vehicle. They can keep the produce, it's only the vehicle that's going to be impounded. Here's a motorcycle, the driver doesn't have a helmet. Let's see how long before he gets stopped. probably just behind this jeepney. I think there's an enforcer. Here you go.
Ano? Makakuha namin, sir.
Ano naman yung soft drinks?
Opo, yung thermos nga, sir.
Cooler?
Oo, cooler. Cooler po.
Hindi. Kasi alam nyo na, pabalik-balik na kami dito, napipikon na kami.
Hindi na po namin ilalagay
Hindi, yun na, ilang beses na nga, kilala na nga kayo ng tropa eh. Kilala na nga kayo ng tropa na kayo ano eh.
Yan lang naman. Kasi, kaya hindi kami nakapunta sa umaga, masama pakiramdam namin.
Papagbigyan namin kayo, babalik na naman kayo. Eh, magpapasko na, pabalik-balik na lang kami. Hindi na po pwede na.
Hindi na namin.
Puro pakiusap, puro makaawa. Tapos, mamaya nandyan na naman. Pakiusap, makaawa na naman.
Hindi na namin sir, ibalik.
Wala naman naman. Pabalik-balik na po kami. Alam nyo naman yun eh. Ayaw nyo pong pakuha namin. Ayaw nyo naman umalis. Saan tayo lulugar?
Doon na namin nilagay sa loob.
Ayaw nyo makumpis ka ang inyong mga gamit. Ayaw nyo makumpis ka ang mga paninda nyo. Ayaw nyo makumpis kayo mga lalagyan. Diba? Yung thermochis, yung mga cooler, ayaw nyo naman makumpis ka yan. Pero ayaw nyo rin namang sumunod. Paano naman yun? Saan tayo lulugar? Kayo na lang kami, wala. Diba? Parang kayo na lang lagi papagbigyan, kayo na lang lagi, hindi naman pwede yun. Kailangan natin ayusin yung kalsada. Yun lang naman po ang sa amin. Diba? Hindi. Matagal na po natin pinag-usapan yan. Ilang beses na po kayong pinaalis noon. Ilang beses na po kayong pinakiusapan na tanggalin nyo. Nung una, hindi pula po kami kinuha. Ang sabi nyo, oo sir, susunod kami. Tapos nandyan na naman kami. Nandyan pa rin kayo. Tapos ngayon, sasabihin nyo, baka pwede mo ko. Hindi na ho pwede pag naiangat na, nahay. Diba? Yun yung lagi ko sinasabi sa inyo. Hindi namin kukumpiskayin yung gamit. Hindi namin kukumpiskayin ng paninda. Pakikiusapan namin kayo. Oo kayo. Pero at the same time, ayaw nyo naman sumunod.
Sir, pabalik-balik lang naman sila dyan. Nagagaya lang. Nangingas kugon lang naman kayo. Ang dami yung...
Sige tandaan mo yung sinabi mo nangingas kugon ako Tatandaan din. Tatandaan mo yan Tatandaan mo yan. Tatandaan mo yung sinabi mo. Tatandaan mo yan sinabi mo. Tatandaan mo yan.
Lagi nyo na lang ginawa sa amin.
Huwag mo akong ituturo Huwag mo akong tuturuin.
Nangingas kugon po kayo.
O sige, nangingas kugon kami. Tandaan mo yan.
Makalakambalan dyan.
Tandaan mo yan. Tandaan mo yan, nangingas kugon kami. Babalikan ka namin.
Lagi nyo.
Sige.
Namimili lang kayo.
Sige, namimili kami.
Namimili lang naman talaga kayo eh.
Sige. Hindi ka mapagbigyan kami mali.
Nangingas kugon lang naman kayo eh. Ang dami dyan ha.
Sige.
Pabalik-balik. Kami lang inaano nyo dyan. Hinitira mo.
Sige.
Pabalik-balik kayo. Pabalik-balik dyan eh.
Hindi na kayo magkakaintindihan.
Hindi nyo.
Ipupul po kita.
Sige.
For anyone curious, yes, this is the same guy that I was talking about earlier that had a big argument with the team last time. Over here they're issuing tickets to these vehicles.
Obstructing the sidewalk, obstructing the sidewalk, obstructing the sidewalk, repeat, obstructing the sidewalk.
And over here is a big truck parked partially on the sidewalk, partially in the road in front of a junk shop. So again, they'll also see the license and issue a ticket and advise them to move on. I guess there must not be a driver, or they don't have a license, or not the right type of license, because they are towing this truck away. And you can see the PNP are also here to provide any support that might be required to the team. During the last operation, the MPD were also issuing tickets to vehicles for various violations, so that was interesting to see. Over here they stopped this motorcycle, the lady's riding without a helmet. Actually, when she saw the team, she started to counterflow and speed up, but they managed to stop her. They're asking now if she has a license, but it's not looking good. When people start scratching their head, it normally means they don't have a license. The lady was explaining, I'm just coming from nearby and I'm not going very far. But the thing is, you could easily get in an accident, even just 60 seconds riding. And if you don't have a license, maybe you also don't have the skill required to ride a bike without hurting yourself or hurting someone else. But she's not arguing, so you can see the bike's just going on the back of the truck now. They just stopped this rider. He was stopped further down the road and ticketed for not wearing a helmet. They stopped him again, but he has a helmet, he just wasn't wearing it. And this vehicle here is being impounded. It's registered as a motorcycle without sidecar. Over here the enforcer's asking for the license of this driver. The driver got as far as this, saw the enforcers put down his passenger who had no helmet, but since they already saw him riding with a passenger that didn't have a helmet, they're still going to issue the ticket. And they just stopped one more motorcycle here. Both the driver and passenger aren't wearing a helmet. The team are now on Dagupan Street. I just saw a motorcycle rider come speeding out of a side road, no helmet, so bad luck for him. He's just putting on his helmet now, but they'll still issue a ticket since when they saw him riding he wasn't wearing the helmet. Right now they're looking at this abandoned tricycle on the sidewalk. It is a barangay vehicle, but you can see it's falling apart. It's obviously been sitting here for a long time, so they'll clear this from the sidewalk by putting it on the back of the truck. And if you look over here, someone's put rope and trees and stuff to make a wall across the sidewalk so pedestrians can't pass through. So they're just cutting it down now to clear it. Over here they're looking at this vehicle. You can see it's parked on a corner. You're not actually allowed to park within 6 meters of a corner because it makes it difficult for vehicles to go around. And this tricycle here is being impounded. It's registered as a motorcycle without sidecar, but you can see it does have a sidecar, and the driver only has a student permit. That just allows you to learn how to drive. It doesn't actually allow you to drive around by yourself. It's not a driver's license, it's a permit to learn. So they will be impounding this. What you'll see along the sidewalk is many of these little eateries. What you also notice is the barangay hall is just there. But here in Manila City, it's really okay to set up business on the sidewalk, unless the MMDA come along, of course, and then they're gonna clear you. Again, they'll be doing confiscation since they have cleared them away before. You might remember before they removed the tents from the road here. It didn't last long because now there's this roof that extends over. Pretty much most vehicles couldn't fit under that. Over here you can see a bunch more junk on the sidewalk. For a lot of this road there is no sidewalk, and where there is sidewalk it's just obstructed by junk. Over here you can see some cages for pigeons. Over here is another abandoned barangay vehicle. It wasn't here a few months ago, so I'm not sure where it's come from. This is the problem. They trash the vehicles and then just dump them and, you know, hope that someone else takes it away, someone else deals with the problem. Yeah, just look at it, it's a mess, absolute mess. And over here there's a clear bit of sidewalk until you get there, and then they've installed a fence so no one can pass through. I don't know why the barangay tolerate this kind of thing, I really don't. Over here they're getting ready to issue a ticket to this vehicle parked on a corner. Aside from that, look at the sidewalk. They've extended their house over the sidewalk. Over here another business on the sidewalk, apparently compliments of Eddie Santos, Tuazon and Papa Ching. And this is where things get a little bit more complicated, as they always do in Manila City. All these trucks are parked here. The problem is they do have some kind of mower with Manila City to allow parking here of their trucks, but there's a limit to how many trucks, how many hours they can be there and everything like that. But you can see right now they're parked on both sides. Over here they're issuing a ticket to this guy, no helmet. I think he doesn't have a license either. Yeah, it was confirmed the driver can't show a license, so they're going to be impounding the bike. There's also no plate on the back and the driver can't show a registration either. You can see the towing crew just moved in now to take the bike away. So here you go, temporary parking permit issued by the MTPB. It allows 6 slots. This is the reality. If you're willing to pay, you can get road parking, sidewalk parking, any parking you want. I think it says it's for 6 slots, but there's at least 9 trucks here. So that's the thing, if you issue these kind of permits, you still have to enforce it. And of course these trucks aren't just parking, they're also loading and unloading, so they have to stop the traffic to cross. You've also got the truck drivers that are peeing. I just saw one over there that was peeing. You got all the trash that they throw on the side because they're not here for like 10 minutes or an hour. These trucks are here for like the whole day or the whole night. Over here they stopped another motorcycle. The lady on the back wasn't wearing a helmet. They saw one more rider over here. He is handing over his license, so they'll just give him a ticket and then send him on his way, but he'll have to push the bike until he gets a helmet. And over here yet another abandoned barangay patrol vehicle. See, the tires are flat, looks in terrible condition. Seats have also been removed. Looks like it's being used for storage of stuff. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see a bicycle in there, some clothes. So I'm guessing someone's using this as their personal storage. Still has the original red plate. I can see a sticker there from 2012. I can't believe this. There's another one over here as well. What is it with Manila and all these abandoned vehicles that just clog up the sidewalks? Barangay patrol. It looks like this one is maybe being used for a house because I can see they've covered up the window so you can't look inside. There's also a chicken here, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this is someone's house. They're just stopping this motorcycle now. The back rider has a hoodie but no helmet. Driver has no helmet either. They already handed over the license, so they write out the ticket now and tell them to push the bike. They stopped this tricycle driver over here for wearing slippers. When they asked to see a license, he's not able to show one, so the vehicle will be impounded. Here goes another motorcycle, 2 ladies, no helmets. And here you go, they've stopped the bike over here. They'll issue a ticket for no helmet, wearing slippers while riding. 1,500 for the helmet, 500 for the slippers. We saw a public toilet here. Well, where's the waste gonna go? Let's put a pipe here. Oh, but there's no drain, so let's just lift up the cover, turn it around, and then leave a little hole here. But the problem is, if any motorcycle that comes along, it's gonna hit that and fall over. Over here they blocked these tricycles. The team are also going down the side road to chase after those who run away. They've turned this into an illegal terminal. So right now they're checking the licenses, registration, everything like that. If they're colorum, they'll be impounded. If they don't have a license, they'll be impounded. Otherwise they'll just get tickets. And you can see they did manage to capture at least one from the side street. They tried to run away. They just stopped this motorcycle now. The driver wasn't wearing a helmet, but she's putting one on now. But the back rider doesn't have a helmet. So they're asking now, please show us the license, we'll issue you a ticket and then send you on your way, but the passenger will have to go down. I'm pretty sure that's not an authorized helmet that the driver's wearing either. So you can see at least one of the tricycles has been taken over to the tow truck now. It could be for no license, it could be for no registration, it could be registered without sidecar, various reasons. Over here they stopped this motorcycle. You can see daddy's in the middle, young child at the back, young child at the front. They do have helmets, but you can't have 3 people on a motorcycle and you can't have a child standing. So this vehicle here is now being towed from the sidewalk. Someone did come out, they said it's their friend's car. I said, do you have a license? He said, yeah. I said, why don't you just take the ticket for your friend and then move the vehicle? But he doesn't want it on his record, so it's going to get towed away instead. The owner of the red car just arrived, but unfortunately he's been hit a second time. He arrived on a motorcycle, not wearing a helmet, so they're going to be ticketing the driver of the motorcycle. I've just seen 2 enforcers tell this tricycle to pull over. He keeps driving forward and he can't show a license, so it's going to be impounded. And you can see the towing crew are taking the tricycle away now. Right now they're looking at this truck here. You can see it's obstructing the sidewalk. They're asking, do you have a driver that can take a ticket and move it? Unfortunately they don't have a driver available, so the vehicle's going to get towed and the lady's becoming quite emotional. The lady just brought out a towing receipt and a ticket, and it shows that it was also towed recently because there was no driver. The lady's now asking everyone that passes by, hey, can you take the ticket? But no one's willing to do it. It looks like the lady's in luck. Someone stepped forward and said, hey, I'll be the one to take the ticket and move it. So her lucky day, it won't get towed. Over here they stopped this motorcycle. You can see the dad's wearing a bicycle helmet, but his 2 children aren't wearing any helmets, so excess passenger plus no helmet. Over here you can see another vehicle that was towed off the sidewalk, and also looking at other vehicles obstructing the sidewalk, dipping into the road. If the drivers appear in time, it's just a ticket, move the vehicle. If they don't appear in time, it gets towed away. Over here they're looking at these motorcycles and this SUV that's obstructing the sidewalk, and they're also going to advise Suzuki to remove these signs from the sidewalk and these vehicles. Of course they can ticket these vehicles. The driver for the SUV has already arrived, so they'll just ask for his license, issue a ticket and send him on his way. And same for this motorcycle over here, driver's arrived, so just a ticket. And you can see one of the motorcycles has been taken over to the tow truck, no driver to take a ticket and move it.